This video has been sponsored by Epiphany. More on them later. If you're an Apple user and have not been using Apple Shortcuts up until now, you are seriously missing out on a lot of power and productivity. Today I'm going to show you 3 very basic and yet insanely powerful shortcuts that you can set up that will save you lots of time every day. And if you're an older iPhone user, like an iPhone 14 or older, I've got a special treat for you as well, so stick around. Let's get into it. One thing I find myself frequently doing is sending my wife text messages on when I'm leaving a certain area like work or grocery store and giving her an estimated time of when I'm going to be coming home. There is a shortcut that you can build to send a message automatically to let them know how long they should expect them to take for them to arrive at a destination. So you want to first open up the Shortcuts app that looks like this. So I'll open that up. And I am using an iPad, but the options are the same whether you use an iPad or an iPhone. It's just the layout is just gonna look a little bit different. On the top right corner, you should see a plus button. So I'll click on that. You're going to search under the actions for address. And you want to select the street address here. So I'm going to click on street address. And this is where you want to set the address of the destination that you frequently visit, like home. I'm just going to put in a makeshift address here. Next, you want to then search for the action of get time. And down here, you'll see get travel time. I will click on that to get travel time. And then you'll have the option of picking different methods of transportation, whether it's driving or walking or biking. I'll set this one up for driving, and time from current location. So whenever you open up the shortcut, it'll take the time it takes from wherever you are to the address that you set up up above. The last thing you want to search for is send message, which happens to be right here by default. So I will click on send message, and that's where you want to then go ahead and set up a message. So I'm going to type in, I'll be home in, and then leave the variable travel time there. So it will send a message that says, I'll be home in how many minutes to a recipient here. So under the recipients, you can click on recipients, and then you can search under your contacts for the person that you want to send the message to. So now I've set it up for me as a text message, done. And that would be my shortcut. Now, if you look here with the share button, you can actually create a button in your home screen to quickly access the shortcut. So if you click on that, you'll see add to home screen here. So if I click on that, I'll just use purple as the icon, and there it is. Down here, we have ETA home drive. Now you can see how this shortcut can be very useful when you have a child who's walking home from school. So when they leave school, they can just click on that shortcut and send you a quick text message to let you know how long it's going to take them to walk home. So let's face it, a lot of times children just don't remember to send you a text message when they leave school, or for that matter, when they arrive at home safely. So that's when automations can be a very powerful tool as well. So we're going to open up the Shortcuts app again. We're going to go under the section that says automations, and that will be shown on the bottom for an iPhone, but I'll click on automations here. Right now, we don't have any automations, but I'm going to click on new automations. I'm going to click on leave and then set a location as to when I want this message or this shortcut to be triggered when they leave a particular location. So let's say their school is at 123 Yonge Street. I'll click done. So when they leave this address, I want to run it immediately. And then you're going to see some options here under my shortcuts. Now, the shortcut that I have set up earlier, ETA home driving, is right here. Of course, I would have to set one up that says ETA home walking so that I know how long it's going to take for it to walk home. But just for demonstration, let's just click on that. So once I click on that, what this automation will do is that when the person or when the phone leaves that particular address, it'll automatically open that shortcut and send me a message to let me know how long it's going to take for her to walk home. Now you can also set up an automation in the reverse where you can set up an automation where they arrive at home. So if you click on the plus button again, you'll notice that there's an arrive trigger. So in the reverse, you can just ask the phone or ask Shortcuts to send me a message when she arrives home, so that if I'm at work and I'm wondering if she got home safely or not, that it'll just send me an automatic message saying that I have arrived home safely. I think this is a very useful shortcut to have for parents who have children maybe that's walking home and they just want peace of mind knowing that they were able to walk to and from school safely. Now, if you've been looking for a shortcut or a really fast way to be able to get your thoughts down either in audio form or in written form, there is an app called Epiphany that is really useful and is a very powerful tool. What's really useful about this app is that as soon as you open the app, it starts to immediately record your voice. And it also has built-in AI features to be able to summarize your audio transcript right away and send it to whoever you have pre-designated to send to. So let me show you how this app works. As soon as you open the app, it starts to record your voice. Now, for me, I have already set up several people that I can send it to. Now, you can also go ahead and set up other features, which I would like to show you. If you press this plus button here, you'll see that the app has integrations with other very popular project management tools like Asana or ClickUp, and of course, your generic email. So if I click on email there, you'll of course be prompted to enter an email address. Now down here is what makes this app quite special. If I turn on AI enhancements, there are pre-existing AI prompts that you can use. And if you would like, you can actually type in your own custom AI prompt as well. So I'm going to open up the Epiphany app and start speaking my thoughts and what I want to do and remind myself to do. After that, I'll press pause and then send an email. At the click of a button, it has then sent an email that attaches the audio file and the direct transcript as to what I said. And it has also summarized an action item as to what the audio was asking me to do. This can be really useful when you're on the road or you just want to get your thoughts down using your voice and not type it out, but also send this as an action item to a team member to ask them to remember to do certain things on your behalf. Another really quick way to be able to access Epiphany is through the lock screen. As you can see, I have set up my lock screen to have the widget for Epiphany. So even if my phone or my iPad is locked, I can just go ahead and click on that widget. And right away from the lock screen, it'll start recording as soon as I click on it, and it'll start recording my thoughts down. Another very useful feature about this app is pairing it with Siri so that I can just use my voice to open the app and have it record. And the only part that I would need to touch the screen for is to actually send it off to a team member or a family member. Siri, open Epiphany. Another cool thing about this app is that it can work without any Wi-Fi signal or data. So if you live in a condo and you're frequently in the basement or find yourself in elevators or taking the subway where you don't have Wi-Fi access or reception for that matter, you can still use the app and it will store that data until you get access. It'll automatically send out the note or the message for you. If you would like to try Epiphany to help boost your productivity, I'll leave a link in the description below for you to download and try for free for 7 days. I would like to thank Epiphany for sponsoring this video. Now, if you stuck around this far in the video, I wanted to share with you 2 shortcuts that you can use to pair up with ChatGPT. And especially if you have an older iPhone, like an iPhone 14 or older, you won't have that action button that can be quite useful when it comes to shortcuts. But there's a workaround that you can use for older iPhones. So I'm using an iPhone 11 just to show you what even an older iPhone is capable of doing. So first you want to make sure that you have the ChatGPT app actually installed on your device. And of course you have your Shortcuts app. Once you have the ChatGPT app installed on your phone, you'll see new shortcuts that's available to you. So if you open up the Shortcuts app, I'm going to click on that top right-hand corner for the plus button to add a new shortcut. If I scroll down on my options here, you'll now see ChatGPT as an option for you to build shortcuts with. One feature that I think is really useful is to have this voice mode created as a shortcut. So I'll click on voice mode and then done. I'm also going to create another ChatGPT shortcut for future use as well as my third feature that I want to show you. So I'm going to press plus, scroll down to ChatGPT, click on that, and I will then pick Ask ChatGPT as an option as well. And you can have several models to pick from. I'll just pick the GPT-4o model as it's one of the most recent ones. Now I have two shortcuts that involves using ChatGPT. One of them is Ask ChatGPT and the other one is voice mode. The difference between them is that voice mode, you would be talking to ChatGPT like another person, versus Ask ChatGPT, you would be typing a prompt directly through a keyboard. Now, an action button on the side would be really good if you can assign the action button to open up a shortcut, in which case we don't have. If you go under settings, however, to work around this, if you go under settings and go under accessibility and then go to touch, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a option that says back tap. It's defaulted to off, mine is on, and there's a triple tap and a double tap. I'll do a double tap option, and you have all these options as to if you double tap the back of the phone, it'll open up an app for you. However, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll have a list of shortcuts that you have previously made before opening up the settings. You'll see that Ask ChatGPT and the voice mode for ChatGPT are there that we've built before. I will assign it to voice mode and get out of settings. So what it will do now is that if I pick up my phone and I tap the back of my phone twice, it'll pull up voice mode for ChatGPT. And then you can talk to ChatGPT or share your screen with ChatGPT when you're out and about if you need to ask it questions. Now, a cool thing you can do with this back tap with voice mode with ChatGPT is that you can be out on a grocery store, let's say, and open it up very quickly, just back tapping the back and asking ChatGPT questions as to what you're looking at. Now, the last thing you can do with the shortcut that we made with Ask ChatGPT, if you open up shortcuts or click on Ask ChatGPT, it'll give you a message prompt to ask what you want to ask Chat. Can you help me come up with new ideas for YouTube video for ChatGPT uses? And then it gave me a result as to what I typed in and asked ChatGPT for. And then you can continue on the chat in the actual app itself. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to just simply download the Apple shortcuts discussed in this video if you don't want to spend time setting it up and just want to get started and use the shortcuts right away. It's absolutely free, and I encourage you to download it so that you can actually try using it for your productivity. As you can see, Apple shortcuts can be customized to whichever configuration you want to suit your needs. And the three examples that I gave you were just scratching the surface of the infinite possibilities of what you can do with this app. I want to thank you once again for spending your time with me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.